I have a plan. I summited Mount Washington back in 2010 with my best friend from high school, marking our 50 years on planet Earth. On that trip, we hiked Crawford Notch Trail, stayed overnight at the Lake of the Clouds hut, and then summited the following day. I knew then that I wanted to return for some more, this time with my New York Giants hat on. This time the plan is to summit via the Ammonoosuc Ravine Trail on the western side of the mountain. We watched some YouTube videos on the scenery and it was just unbelievable. My hiking team this time is my 20-year-old and 8-year-old son and a 20-year-old family friend. We are planning a 2-night stay in the area in order to give us some time to check things out and a potential second climbing day window if weather conditions at the summit are not favorable, which they often are not. According to our research, it's approximately 4.5 miles from the Ammonoosuc Ravine trailhead to the summit, with the Lake of the Clouds hut about 3.1 miles into the hike. Our plan is to hike up the summit and ride down on the Cog Railway. The Ammonoosuc Ravine trailhead is approximately 1/2 mile down the road from the Cog Railway station. Seems like a good plan at this time. Again. Just a few notes on my physical conditioning activities prior to hiking the Ammonoosuc Ravine Trail. At 54, I know I'm not going to be able to just roll out of bed one day and drive to Mount Washington and hike up that hill. The trails leading to the summit can be very physically demanding. So my workout routine included 2 to 3 45-minute calisthenics and weightlifting routines weekly. That's 2 or 3 45-minute sessions. We took, the hiking group I went up with took 5 trips to Bear Mountain in Connecticut. It's about 1,600 feet of ascent over a 2.5 mile trail. Then it's a beautiful hike. I did at least once weekly rugged, and I say rugged, 10-mile mountain biking trips near my home. And I did weekly 5-mile beach walk-in runs, and they were mostly running. For the kids, I did drag them out a few times to the hikes up Bear Mountain, and it clearly was not going to be a physical issue for them getting to the top. So there you have it, and that's what I did to prep. Evan and Will take 59. Go, guys.
Hi, I'm Evan.
Hi, I'm Will.
And today we're going to be talking about what we're bringing up on our up and coming Mount Washington hike, where we will be ascending on the Ammonoosuc Trail all the way to the peak. First things first, we're going to be taking the JanSport Katahdin 50 backpack, which is going to carry most of our supplies except for a few camel packs and bladders. So what's in here right now is several changes of clothes that we might need when we get up there and we're kind of all sweaty and disgusting and we want to change to something more comfortable. So we chose this backpack because online it said there were 4.5 stars and people were talking about how much they loved it. And from what we can see after getting it, we have to wholeheartedly agree that it actually looks like a fantastic backpack, and hopefully it'll work perfectly well for this trip and future hikes to come. Next, what we're bringing up is a counter-assault grizzly tough pepper spray, and that's to ward off any sort of hostile animals such as, weasels, bears, small children, just in case. Second thing is toilet paper. This is in case, we need to do our duty outside, in the woods. Bury your poop, by the way. That's a very important thing.
Yeah.
But moving on, what we're also bringing is a flashlight and some spare batteries. And this is for obvious reasons, such as someone gets hurt and we have to stay outside for too long, or we find ourselves stuck somewhere at night, something like that, or the weather suddenly changes. We'll have something to be able to find our way and to get through it. Another thing we brought was this poncho. Now this should be large enough to shield up to 4 hikers, me, my father, my friend, and my brother, from any sort of inclement weather such as rain, wind, anything like that, snow, because you never know what might happen at Mount Washington. Now another very important thing that we brought was this Garmin eTrex Legend, and the biggest reason we brought this is so that when this kid starts asking,
Are we there yet?
we will be able to answer very quickly, accurately, and precisely. But more so, it's going to be able to make sure that we keep our pace so that when we're going up the hill, we don't start going too fast, wear ourselves out. And it also will help us keep track of where we are and where we're going. Probably the most important thing that we brought is 3 bladders. Now, the 3 bladders we brought, we have 2 100-ounce bladders and 1 70-ounce bladder to carry water. And the reason it's important to probably bring too much water is because, like I was saying before, you never know how much water you're going to need because conditions could always change. And with this bladder, we also have a CamelBak backpack, which has been with us for many years. And another hiker will be carrying this up. That would be my father.
We're gonna bring up band-aids just in case, someone gets hurt because it's a really tough hike up Ammonoosuc Trail. We brought some Cliff Bars, so if we're hungry and need energy, we can have them, but they're not that good, so. Here's some trail mix that, I only eat the M&Ms, and this guy eats the raisins, this guy eats the
rest
thing, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So we're very excited for this hike. We think that we're pretty well prepared, and we look forward to getting up there. And then if you're going up there too, good luck, and it should be black. Yep, that's pretty cool. That's actually very pretty. I don't have any complaints. So, Will's gonna be behind me in front of you. Woo! Let's go! Welcome to the Alpine Zone.
We're halfway up.
Hello again, folks. The trip is a wrap, and what a fantastic trip it was. We are already planning another trip up the mountain. The hike starts out pretty moderate for the first mile and a half or so, and then becomes fairly strenuous. We needed to be very careful of wet and slippery rocks and roots, so I'd urge a note of caution there. Be very careful, it's a wet trail. We got really lucky with the weather. Starting out and at the summit, it was in the low to mid 50s the whole time. That's considered fantastic weather, and it was only partly cloudy at the top. We had plenty of water with the bladders that we brought with us, and we topped them off at the Lake of the Clouds hut. They have potable water there. It took us around 4 hours to cover the 4.6 miles, and that includes about a 15-mile layover at the Lake of the Clouds hut. So that, in my head, with a 54-year-old, two 20-year-olds, and an 8-year-old, that's a pretty quick pace up the rock for that group. The scenery and the views were just absolutely amazing. The Ammonoosuc Trail did not disappoint at all. Everywhere you turned, everywhere you looked was something amazing. One of the pieces of the plan that didn't go quite as smoothly as we'd like was getting back down the mountain. It's August and it's high tourist season, so the plan was to take the cog down. They were booked solid. We were up there at about 12 o'clock, and they said they may have some seats at 2 o'clock and they may not. So decided pretty quickly we needed to find another way down the mountain. So we ended up taking the stagecoach van down the mountain to the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center, and then luckily enough we took an AMC shuttle van back to the Ammonoosuc Trailhead. For those of you that don't know the area, it's about 55 miles of road from the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center to the Ammonoosuc Trailhead. So lesson there is, if you're going up in high tourist season and it's going to be a nice day at the top of Mount Washington, don't count on the cog to get you down. The stagecoach van to Pinkham Notch and then the AMC shuttle back to the trailhead will get you there. I can't say enough good things about the AMC folks. They helped us this time and they helped me 4 years ago. They rock, and you can't consider this a shameless endorsement of the AMC. So there you go, folks. That's the wrap of the trip. Hope you find this video interesting, amusing, and helpful if you're planning a trip up Mount Washington, and good luck.